Welcome back, my friendly friends, to more Daybreak 2. Pharaoh Fiasco here. Wow, we can't even mouse over it. Last episode, we finished out Act 1B, so now it's time to wind the clock back and see what's going on in Act 1A. And as I no doubt put up, a very kind soul notified me that I'd missed an orbital chest lock, an issue that has since been rectified. We're going to get all of our points. Oh ho ho! Who is that?
Damn, where'd that brat go? Hunt him down! We can't let that lead slip, no matter what!
Dad.
Intriguing. Definitely not going to be a party member. Oh, Van's thing happens. Okay, I thought that Republic of Calvard, Messeldam Port. See, I thought that Van's thing was going to start up the very next day, but these events happen after Port Act 1B, Messeldam. Whoa, it's going down already!
Shit! Turns out these bastards are the shoot first type. I'll draw their fire. In the meantime, you...
So.
Well, this went sideways fast. Still, we can't just let them get their hands on that key.
Oh, is this a flash forward?
Gun her down already!
She's getting it in. Nina.
Pull it together. I have to get this lead to Ron.
Guessing that's the brown-haired guy.
Woman in black?
What are you doing here?
Is this a movie?
Follow me, we're off this boat.
This way! Get a move on!
It's a movie. Okay.
And cut!
Alright, how was you saw Van with the blitzer lighting him up. Why do you agree to that? But okay, anything for the 4SPG.
Flawless take, girls! Judith, you were fantastic. And Nina, sensational!
Calling him greasy right off the bat.
This scene, where your characters first meet, is gonna be a major highlight. And the camera's loving that foxy, skin-tight jumpsuit. Ooh, it's the perfect fusion of arrows and savagery.
Fairly certain that's what she wore in Golden Blood, I think.
Director, could you maybe inject a little less sexual harassment into your feedback?
It's an honor to finally be a part of one of your films, Mr. Gotti.
Is it just me, or does she sound like... Okay, there's a lot of... I think Trail is more so than any... Well, I guess that's kind of a weird way to put it, but... The Trail series has definitely got a whole lot of VAs that I do not recognize at all. But I don't know. Nina sounds a little huskier.
These action scenes are so intense. You're quite the visionary.
Don't understate your own talent, my dear. Not everyone could play a role like Michelle.
Who's this?
Miss Lanster.
Oh.
Oh, crap.
So, this is her grandmother, obviously. She knows what she's talking about. She was a stage actress, I believe.
Excuse you?
Well, hello, Dominique. Nice of you to come visit us on location.
She's definitely, like, you can feel the tough as nails coming off of her.
Of course. Even in my glory days, I always preferred a hands-on approach. Besides, how could I miss the rare opportunity to observe my granddaughter's acting up close and personal?
Oh, I guess I better pull out all the stops.
Yeah, don't want to disappoint her.
Two of the most popular starlets of today, coached by Dominique Lanster, a celebrated singer of yesteryear. This is shaping up to be one hell of a movie.
Dang, and Katra's in on this too?
It's a crossover between Golden Blood and Wolves Requiem, correct?
Oh, okay. Now that's, you know what? Very modern. The two biggest movies of last year. Why the heck not?
That alone is enough to draw anyone in. What else did you expect?
Can't wait to see this one in the theaters.
Holy cow! I've never seen the special effects come together so quickly before.
Dang. A catcher probably charges way too much to help me out, but it's all good.
And the way you sync the footage is spot on. Where'd you learn this stuff, kid?
There's lots of trial and error. Oh my adios.
It's really nothing special. I'm a researcher at the Basel Institute of Science, so computers are second nature to me.
Right, this is nowhere near the fullest application of his skills.
There's a lot of overlap between video editing and the visual analysis we do in observational astronomy.
Is there now? Interesting.
We got a regular boy wonder here. The rest of you better start taking notes.
Are you gonna pay us more?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, well, hey.
Remind me, Van, how exactly did we get wrapped up in this?
How exactly indeed? Several hours earlier. Okay, not a several days flashback then. Katra Silesian.
So this is Messeldam's harbor district. It's a lot more developed than I expected. Now where's that address Van gave me?
Your
Whoa.
destination is roughly 200 ards from your current position.
Okay, cool. That's you know what? That's actually a very efficient use of their of the cloaking tech that Ramdas originated. Don't want to freak out the people.
Right, it should be just around that corner. Okay, you two, let's be on our way.
Oh, okay. Very good cloaking tech.
Oh, there you are. Long time no see, Katra. What's it been? 2 months now?
Just about. It feels nice getting to chat face to face instead of over comms.
And it's pretty cool. I do like that Falcom did this. The two party members who joined earliest are not going to show up just yet, which is good. We got plenty of FaceTime with them. They can take a bit of a back seat.
I'm really glad to see you and Judith haven't changed a bit.
Judith Lanster.
Right back at you, Katra.
So, no need for the sunglasses this time because we're out on location for the shoot.
Are you sure they don't need you at the Institute, though?
Oh, I've already finished my compulsory courses for the semester.
Jeez. That was quick. He's what, 1 month, 2 months early?
I even had enough spare time to upgrade Theo and Zeros.
Yeah, nothing to it.
My processing speed has increased by 15%. Katra worked hard on it.
That's our little whiz kid for you.
Wow. So you made their AI even smarter, huh?
I also added a few new features, but that's probably more than you would care to hear about.
I'm sure they'll come up in the course of our journeys.
Come to think of it, aren't you in the middle of shooting a film, Judith?
Yeah, production started on location in early January. It's a crossover between last year's two big blockbusters. Directors Gotti and Lam are collaborating on it.
So, weren't they two different studios? I guess the profits must be big enough for them to risk splitting it.
We're only working on Gotti's part right now, but the casting crew's really getting into the swing of things. That means I'll only be able to investigate between shoots. Sorry, Van.
Not a problem.
Hey, no skin off my back. I'm just happy you're willing to help.
Right, considering she's not technically part of this crew, but she really is.
But you know, you really don't need to bother if your schedule's packed.
The bits and pieces I heard about what happened at the Capitol are already too much to ignore. Do you mind filling us in on the details, now that Katra's here?
Yes, I'd like some clarification on that whole affair.
All right, I'll try and keep it short and sweet.
All right. Now, what are their thoughts on things? So that's how things went. It's almost too surreal to believe. A dark red beast that resembles the Grendel, an Almada's legacy. This demands our attention, especially if the first Genesis reacted. No kidding. I borrowed this one just in case, but to be honest, I don't know how much use it'll be. Van. Little do you yet know. True, they tend to only glow in Agnes's presence. Right, that's how it worked in the last game, but the rules have clearly changed. You don't even have to be particularly connected to Agnes to get it to react now. Nadia sure wasn't. That strange phenomenon you mentioned is another point of concern. Wish I could explain it better. It ain't easy to put into words. Doesn't sound like we have much to go off at the moment. Is the capital safe, at least? Yeah, I left Agnes and a few other folks I can trust to hold down the fort, who you'll be meeting before too long, relatively speaking. If worst comes to worst, Elaine's there too, so they should be fine for now. Understood. Then I suppose the three of us should go get to looking for Almada's legacy. Right. It's been too long since I've seen some real action. And I'm not about to turn a blind eye to anything involving Almada. Besides, even on a tight schedule, I've always found time for a side gig or two. She's had to. That's right. A case like this is nothing for Judith Lanster. Let me at him. Did something happen to Judith since we last met, Van? Her Grammy put her through the ringer when she got home back in December. Oh, so she's had some special training. Sure, I've made a lot of mistakes lately, but who hasn't? I'm doing my best here. That whole scandal with me and Maxim wasn't even my fault. Really? The place they were caught in was definitely a little sketchy, but otherwise everything was super above board. And yet even Mom won't stick up for me. Aw, Judith, she's got it really rough. If I don't start showing some improvement front stage and backstage, I'll never hear the end of it. I don't think I've ever seen Judith like this before. Her grandmother must be terrifying. Oh, look who it is. And we were just talking about him too. There's no way, is that Swin? Oh. Arc right here. How's it been, Director? Director Salvatore Gotti.
Pan! Oh boy, am I glad you picked up. Judith tells me you're in Messeldam right now.
Sure am. Let me guess. You in some kind of trouble? Well, not real trouble, but definitely production trouble, right?
I'll say. One of our actors is running late. If we don't act fast, it'll mean major delays in our shooting schedule.
Wow, I really thought there was going to be a lot more build up to Van blasting actors in a movie, but okay.
And wouldn't you know it? Today's supposed to be Nina's first day on the set. We'll need a stand-in, but the role takes a fair bit of physicality, so as far as viable candidates go...
Well, hey. Are you asking what I think you're asking?
I know it's short notice, Van, but be a good sport. Think of it as a little favor from you to me.
We've already done Gotti so many favors. For real? Yeah. Despite Van's initial reluctance at the director's request, Gotti's relentless passion eventually convinced him to accept. With Katra's help, the filming went off without a hitch. The playback looks good. Let's take 5, everybody. Act 1A, Port Capriccio. You sure saved my ass, Van. I had no idea you were such a talented stuntman. We'll have to shoot some pickups when Ethan gets here, but the whole day would have been a bust without you. That fight scene you choreographed for us was the cherry on top. Heck, I ought to get you and Katra on staff. Van choreographed it? Well, he would have a lot of experience with how bodies move when in physical combat. Nah, it was no big deal. But out of curiosity, do full-timers get access to unedited cuts of the adult scenes? Okay, that's enough out of both of you. Alright, Kakashi, calm down. Oh, brother. The job does seem fun, though. By the way, what's Grammy up to? Oh, she's helping Nina run lines for the next scene. I'll tell you this much. Bringing her on board really lit a fire under our asses. Dominique Lanster, the biggest chansonnier of her generation. Even after retiring, she still has a finger in every corner of the business. Huh, I've never seen that word before. I know it's French, but it's obviously a loan word. But I don't see too many brand new words these days. Apparently, she'll only take on jobs when the mood strikes her, but any production she touches becomes a massive hit. That's an impressive resume. She sounds like a woman of many talents. She sure is. Grammy coaches everything from stage and screen actors to professional athletes. She even has experience planning large-scale events. It's all done behind the scenes too, so the industry sees her as a legend, a real genius in her field. She clearly is. Who would have thought we'd end up working with her here in Messeldam? I take it you didn't hear about it till the last minute either, eh, Judith? Well, the good news is, now we've got a cinematic masterpiece for the ages on our hands. Keep an eye out for the premiere. I gotta run, but I'll see to it you get paid in a few days for all your help. Oh, you'd better. No rest for a director, is there? I hope we were able to lighten the load, if nothing else. For sure. In fact, you bought me some time too. So now we'll be able to get to walkabouting. With today's shoot out of the way, I should be free until evening. Alright then, I think we've hung around here long enough. You two ready to roll? First things first, we need to track down Almada's legacy. Of course, that's easier said than done. We should be able to sniff out some clues in town though. Let's make the rounds and see what turns up. I'd like to poke around Almada's old stomping grounds in particular. Right, as far as Messeldam goes, that place tops the list. Oh, and I've spread the word about 4SPGs like you asked, so we might have a few of those to do. Good looking out. While we're at it, we might as well stop by the White Whale Inn. Is that where Van and Katja are staying? There's something in my room that I wanted to show you guys. Ooh, more new stuff. Or is this going to be the Battle Visualizer Mark II? Oh, or the Marian Guardsman. There's no reason to do the Battle Visualizer when we have that. You must mean that new software from Marduk. Very well. We can drop in at some point as we work through our requests. So.
Alright, I've got my disguise on now, so I'm good to go.
Yeah.
That could win an award for the worst disguise in history. Didn't you do the same crap in Edith?
How on earth did no one recognize you?
Well, honestly, I actually think that's incredibly realistic. Like, if a movie actor came walking past you with sunglasses, your first thought wouldn't be, oh my god, it's them. It would be, oh my god, that looks a lot like them. Because, like, what would they be doing hanging around where you're at, unless you live in California or something? Are you still not satisfied with the scene, Mr. Gotti? I can tweak my performance however you like. No, you played your part to a T, Nina. It just feels like we need a little je ne sais quoi to tie things together before cutting to the climax. No shame in asking for advice if you need it. The whole point of this blockbuster crossover is to raise support for the survivors of Cray Village, right? Whoa, it's gonna do that and way freaking more. Knowing that, I'd like to help in any way I can. Looks like Grammy and them are ironing stuff out. Let's not butt in. They've got enough on their plates. What's going on back here?
I never realized there were so many people involved in making a movie.
Yeah, it's not just actors and directors out here. Takes a village to make the magic happen.
That's why there's 10 million names after every single production.
What
So,
can I get for you?
Soul Chef salad. Don't mind if we do.
Thanks for shopping.
Gotta go ahead and and also
The Northern Sea. I'm a little surprised it's not too cold out there this time of year.
I think that's because the flow of ocean currents keeps the port ice-free.
It's like a gateway that connects all the northern countries, like Ohrid, Liman, and Rimaferia.
wait, wasn't it? Maybe it was just me calling it Lehman, but what's the there we go. Let's check out our achievements. Yes. Give us all the everything. We could definitely, like, all this Sepith mass would have been very useful, but it'll be just as useful now. Abyss. What is that? Oh, okay, yes. And also, in between this episode and the previous one, when I was going ahead and getting that orbital chest lock, I took the time to clear both floors an additional 2 times each, and I also cleared the hacking, the final hacking tutorial. So, swappable arts driver with advanced time arts. Well, that's our cue to go ahead and switch out Van's, what he's working with.
Modifying your orbment, are you?
So he's got Storm, Chrono Drive, freaking finally.
Arts arsenal modified.
And instead of Tier, Cosmic Thrust, right, I forgot we got that. Do any of them, what do they have? He's got La Forte and La Crest, which is excellent. She's got Chrono Break. Oh, I'm like, what is this quick thing? But the quick is the attack that they use when they use their... Okay. Well, I'm glad that was easily enough to be determined. Let's give him Cosmic Thrust. Wind plus space. Yeah, it feels like giant hole in this, but we also need to make sure... Oh, because we did so much grinding, I actually, Van, you'll be able to see, Van has a bunch of open slots, and we'll be able to go ahead and get these two set soon. But yes, I think Van is going to have... Let's give him Earthguard. Yeah. And she can have... Breath. I'm not sure what else to give her. Hopefully Tira will become available at some point. Our Holy Breath would be nice as well.
Let's do this thing. Hey.
So let's see what we got. You can also fish in the Blacklight District, but I didn't bother to.
That's it.
Probably should have. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do not be impatient. Because this fishing minigame isn't difficult.
Nice.
Ooh. Snow Crab. C rank. Oh! I'm so glad I saw it, because the thing, it reminded me. Orbment. We need to go ahead and put... this Septium Vein, probably the single most important.
That's a single element slot.
Yep, take that off a swing.
New shard skill added.
Let's do
That's a single
Fortune.
element slot.
Enemies drop more items,
New shard. That's a single element slot.
and we can take this cast or this action to off of Elaine.
Shard skills
Yeah.
updated.
And what else do we have? This EP cut. We'll give him the EP cut 1.
Better check them out.
And a defense 1. Grant stealth. Let's do this.
Switching
so
to
Cactra is going to get the EP cut 2. Oh, we can put that on. We need to find a, I want to open up Souvenir Store
hello there.
Grin.
Let me know if you need anything at all.
Rubber Grip. Oh, fishing stuff. Okay, sure.
Please come back anytime.
Dang, if only we'd known.
Let me know if you need anything at all.
And she's also got gifts. Whoa, there's everything here, huh? Well, all right. And we can exchange all that beautiful
Please, come
Sepith
back
mass we
anytime.
just got. But yeah, we need to get to somewhere where we can... Zect Arms Messeldam branch. Intriguing. But let's go to the Lewinsky Orbital store first. And then we're going to check out an actual brick and mortar Zect Arms place. Lewinsky.
Allow me
Purchase
to assist.
equipment and gifts. Sure. And then brand new. Oh, well, that's okay. One for you. Yes. White scale mail. The nylon parka. Oh, okay, because it'll pump their A-res more. Yeah, we got plenty of it. And then the our Trek shoes, 180, 183, yeah. And that'll lower Van's, it'll lower Van's speed, so it's not worth it. Do we have anything that's just a straight upgrade? The Suparna B3, that's nice. And the Defender is not it. Okay.
Again. Allow me to assist.
Ooh, let's go ahead and buy that. Escuria, not too shabby. Uh-oh, nope. Nah. Thalos. Refreshing Veil, which I don't think I don't see myself putting Refreshing Veil actually on anybody, but it's nice to have, I guess. So let's, yeah, modify these orbments. So Katra, we'll be able to do this one. Yeah, we have quite a lot. And then, actually, can we, okay, we could probably, maybe not max them out, but definitely, yeah. Well, alright then. Now I just have to make sure I've got the quartz to actually back it up. And I guess this is why, because I was looking for an opportunity to synthesize quartz, but maybe because they brought back the gacha system, I wonder if that's why that particular option is gone. Oh, I moused right over Tira. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. And we'll give that to, oh, well, we'll give it to somebody.
Hope to see you again.
Now that with that set, Orbment.
Switching to maintenance mode. That one's a single element slot.
Let's go ahead and take that off of Nadia.
A new skill, I see.
And this used to be called something, wasn't it Aquaverse in the first game? Why is it Water Spirit Verse? We'll give him...
That one's a single element slot.
Who's got the EP2? Nadia? Yeah, go ahead and remove that from her. Give him an HP1 so he's not getting got instantly.
Skill set updated.
And then obviously gotta hit him with the cast one. Grant Stealth. We'll give the Airyverse. Grants HP regen.
Skill set updated.
Okay, let's leave some. We gotta leave some good stuff for her. Diamond ring.
Hey, that's a single element slot.
We have a bunch of mines.
Skills updated.
And she can.
Skills updated.
I don't know. I'm just giving her whatever. She already has an action 1, which is fine. Strike. EP1.
That's a single element slot.
And blind. Okay, so now our team is rocking. Oh, he still has something?
Allow me to hope to see you again. Allow me to assist.
What did I? What else is new? Oh, okay. Pump the Sidewinder, pump the Cobalt Ray. And we have to buy the Cutlass Edge. So the Cutlass Edge is a little weaker than what he's currently got, but we did all of that for an additional, because we went from 313 to attack for attack to 318, so barely anything. But you know what? W Falcom, because I would not have known had they not done that. Let's say this is probably going to be Judith. Yep, gorgeous Cobb salad. Which reminds me, we need tender whitefish because there's a let's see if we can buy tender whitefish from that one lady. Because there's a sit-down meal that we can't actually make.
Let me know if you need anything at all.
Yes, 0 tender whitefish. Let's do 11 of these. So the next time,
Please come back anytime.
we have to find somewhere to cook now. But before that,
This place seems different from the rest of the town.
These are the back streets of Messeldam. I hear this place.
oh crap! I should have known. According to our intel, this should be Almada's old headquarters, but this isn't exactly what I was expecting. Zect Arms. So, yeah. After the place got abandoned, it fell under police jurisdiction. So what's going on in there now? Once Almada was out of the picture, they put the building up for auction, and another company snatched it up. Oh, okay. So Zect Arms is on the up and up here then. Maybe. Some people just have too much money to throw around. They even did some remodeling by the look of it. The sign up there says Zect Arms. Wait, didn't they show up in Arasion? Oh, great. Those guys. Yeah. They were everywhere. To the public, they're just an up-and-coming manufacturer. Wait, how long can you be up-and-coming? Because Zect Arms got mentioned way back in the Trails in the Sky games. But dig deeper and crooked practices abound. Rumor has it they develop and produce illegal weaponry, distribute archaisms on the black market, and more. Wow. The casual name drop of archaisms, I think it came up like once or twice in the entire last game, but that's fine. Some of the previous concepts deserve to get a little bit of a rest after all. Dingo's notebook even mentions that they were suppliers to Almada. They also have an axe to grind with Master Barkhorn. Didn't realize you've been investigating him too, though, Katra. I couldn't help myself after everything that happened. Still, to think they would buy up Almada's old property. It's definitely shady, but it's not like they were working directly under Almada. Yeah, all their dealings aside, the company was founded outside of Calvard. On top of that, this building's been searched by the police several times over. I can't really see them leaving any traces of Almada behind. Which probably means no legacy either. Oh well, want to try somewhere else? So we're not going to spend our money at Zect Arms? Yes, let's.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't buy anything in there. We can talk to the receptionist, but maybe they do contract work rather than stuff that you can walk in off the street and get to purchase in. Oh, that's not it.
Planner launched.
There we go.
These are the back streets of Messeldam. I hear this place is kinda sketch.
Makes sense. Almada's old HQ is right around here after all.
Neat. Whoa. So, it's a little rough around these parts.
Hey, big boy. Wanna have a little fun?
Anything turn up on your end? Not yet. Where the hell is that damn Brad? Probably the brunette we saw. There's lookouts posted every way in or out of the city, so he's got no place to run. We'll find him if we have to turn over every last rock in the street. Someone's coming. You know the drill. What's up with those two? Acting very shady. It sounds like they're in the middle of a manhunt. Something smells off about this. Let's just focus on our investigation for now. We still need to get a handle on the situation in Messeldam. That we do.
Hey, big boy.
So,
Wanna have a little fun?
ooh, what's this?
Looks like someone doodled. Oh, wait, no. This is called graffiti art, isn't it?
Holy moly! Whoever did this has got talent.
Reminds me of Infamous Second Son. I really liked that game, actually. But more so than anything, these guys remind me of, not the Testaments. I can never, the Cross Vipers, the Pit Vipers. It was something Vipers, and I can never remember. Club Barracuda. This This ain't your everyday establishment. Can Katra be here? Maybe not, but places like these are a surefire bet for underworld intel. That's about the size of it. Would you rather wait outside, kiddo? There's no need to coddle me. Okay, because I thought something that really stuck out to me the last time is that Van vocally objected. He was like, I'm not bringing kids into a gambling establishment. When over in Liberl, you can be 16 and fully gamble. So, I mean, it makes sense that the laws would be different, but I wonder what's so... But nobody seems to bat an eye at bringing a 15-year-old into a strip club, so I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. It's only the middle of the day, so we'll just take 3 mocktails. Right away, sir. I didn't realize bars even offered non-alcoholic drinks. Oh, Katra. Depends on the joint, but it's not too uncommon while it's still light out. Hey, this is pretty tasty. Just right for an afternoon pick-me-up. I have to agree. You've got some killer skills, barkeep. That's very flattering, sir. I'm not just talking cocktails, by the way. It's hard to tell by looks alone, but you're packing a lot of muscle under that uniform. So he's a bouncer too? I also noticed the glances you sneak at the door and customers. That's more vigilance than a typical bartender needs. My takes that you double as this club's bouncer. I'm lost for words. Are you perhaps involved in some form of detective work? Oh, he's observant too. Well, Van did just say he was vigilant. That's one way to put it. You wouldn't happen to be an ex-Jaeger called Robson, would you? Whoa, that was... Okay, well, I heard your story from Dingo. You were acquainted with him. That was a telling response. So you knew each other too? Yes, as you presumed, I am Robson. Dingo has done much for me in the past. A shame what became of him. So you already heard the news. Even now, I struggle to believe it. Since you are a close friend of his, it would be my pleasure to accommodate you in whatever way I can. That being said, I would advise you not bring his name up in front of the owner. Oh, did Dingo expose this dude or something? Did something happen between them? In a sense. You see, our club's highest earner used to be a hostess by the name of Mistress. Oh, well, that's pretty on the nose. That's the lady from the Blacklight District, is it? It's not anybody I ever talked to. Mistress, huh? I know she and Dingo got acquainted when he was in Messeldam. But it sounds like there's more to the story. I can't discuss this too openly, but at the time, Mistress was being blackmailed into doing the owner's bidding. Oh! Huh. And I guess Dingo freed her from that. Dingo was the one who pulled every trick in the book to secure her freedom. It would seem the owner harbors a grudge over it to this very day. Well, geez, can't win for trying, huh? Damn, that's a hell of a history. What brings your investigation here, if I may ask? I would be happy to answer any questions you have to the best of my ability, Mr. Call me Van. I'm a Spriggan from the capital. Ah, the one from the rumors. I'm here in Messeldam to find something, so we're out doing a little info gathering. Have you noticed any sketchy developments here lately? Particularly in relation to Almada. The police were scouring the place as part of their own investigation not too long ago. But as far as I'm aware, they didn't discover anything of note. In truth, however, the owner has worked with Almada on numerous past occasions. Wow, no love lost for the guy paying his, signing his checks, huh? It was only ever to line his own pockets, however, so he is likely ignorant of their inner workings. Even if he weren't, he's crafty enough to keep the police from delving into him too deeply. So he actually gave them the slip? Sounds like interrogating him wouldn't get us much of anywhere then. There are many others in this town that are also connected to Almada in some shape or form. In most cases, however, it was that they were either threatened or exploited. The only people who truly know what went on in Almada would be those who worked directly under them, Okay, yeah, we're definitely well acquainted with those types. But the way I understand it, each and every member was arrested at the end of last year. Okay, this is another thing that I wondered about literally as it was happening. Would what Robson say here be different had we chosen differently? Or do the events themselves stay static and no matter what, our choice is overridden? That last one would make more sense because Falcom's not in the business of doing any permanent damage to their large cast of characters, not after they've thoroughly gotten a lot of use out of them. That is the extent of my knowledge. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Not at all. This gives us a much better grasp of things. Yeah, you definitely saved us some trouble down the road. That pleases me to hear. We'll hit you up again if we need anything else. Heck, even if we don't, we might just stop by for some more drinks. I'll save you a spot at the counter. Robson's good people. Ooh, especially if he sells us the goods. Dark Bisque, Northport Gin.
Thank you.
So, we got Buddy here throwing it down in the middle of the day. Well, it's his life. So we've got that out of the way. Now the rest of it is really seedy in Messeldam. Oh my adios. But up here, everything's all good to go. Well, let's give out these gifts before I forget. And for that...
Thank you.
There we go.
Thanks.
Plenty of points.
Wonder what this'll go for.
SL...
Just kidding.
So, it looks like the connection stages have changed. Instead of being the names of the events, it looks like these are going to act more like the links did back in the Cold Steel games. And as we get further and further, we'll get more and more battle functionality with them.
You have my thanks.
Well, I guess we'll have to see, but yeah, see, hers doesn't have a name anymore. Most interesting.
What do we have here?
A prized possession. About 9 years ago, I happened to lose a childhood treasure of mine here in Messeldam. I know the idea seems a little far-fetched, but I'm hoping it's still somewhere in the city. Would you be willing to help search for it? I'll be waiting for your answer at the chapel. A little far-fetched? She wants us to try to find something she lost a decade ago in the city? What has Judith been telling these people? That we're fixers or miracle workers? Is that freaking Nate? Alright, well, whatever.
Arc Ride Solutions?
What is he doing here? Well, look who it is. You're that detective. Nate, right? Nice to see you. Detective Nate.
Right back at you, Judith. Fancy meeting you here.
Just Judith? Alright, I see how it is.
I guess those rumors about you being in town for a shoot were... Hold on a second!
Right.
That doesn't explain what the rest of you were doing in Messeldam.
We're here on a work trip. Same as you, I'd wager. Let me guess. Tidying up after Almada's turning out to be more than just a year-end job? Boy, you really know how to hit the mark. I gotta tell ya, rounding up every organization on their fringes is a slog. We've been making arrests ever since we arrived early last month. Worst of all, they've got 6 of us guys griming up one room at the inn. It's like sleeping in a sardine can. He's going off on a venting session. Works for me. Let's see if we can get him to spill a few beans. So, they brought in Edith's best and brightest, huh? The brunt of the investigation must have been a breeze after that. Well, what can I say? It just comes easy to me. But the police can't take all the credit. The Guild and CID are in high gear on this too. Naturally, we've cleaned up all of Almada's stragglers. The same goes for any group they've so much as shaken hands with. Since you can just focus on filming worry-free, Judith. That's good to hear. So in other words, they haven't found anything worth mentioning. If that's the case, why haven't you gone back to the capital yet? Well, we're talking about a pretty wide-reaching mafia here. there's still a few bits and bobs that need clearing up, like the finer parts of their cash flows. But hey, that's just a tiny slice of it. We've got most of the rest on lock. That's what makes us the best and brightest. Like Van just said, you really did butter him up with that one comment, huh? So I see. Guess that means people in the know about Armada's legacy are in short supply now. Well, that gives us the gist of things. Hit us up if you get any new info, Mr. Best and Brightest. A sure thing. Leave it to me. Whoa, he's become very amicable, but he's probably gonna switch gears immediately. Yep. Wait a minute. Why should I have to share information with you guys? Sure took him long enough. Don't sweat the small stuff. But, get to know they're on it. So he doesn't have anything new, but we can do this. Oracion style potage.
I'll make you something nice.
Which I did not realize I also could not make. Oh no!
Hope it turned out well.
Okay, because in the previous, in my previous go-around, one where I missed that SP, I made it. But this go-around I did not.
Don't expect much.
And then we can do one of these.
See? I can cook too, you know.
So, good stuff. Gonna be able to go ahead and get our gourmet points up real nice. And this is probably going to be business trip destinations. You can write an SP report from an inn or a room van is using while out on the job. SP report, Marian Garten, rest. Let's access the Marian Garten. Alright, time to start exploring the Marian Garten. I should be able to gain access for extra members by having Mare make new profiles for their Zyphas. You mind, Mare Bear?
Yeah, I heard you. Sheesh, overload your hollows much? Though, admittedly, I'm just as curious about this virtual space as the rest of you.
Intriguing. Is she gonna give us new functionality?
I'll treat you this once, but don't get used to it.
We're gonna need this quite a bit more often, though. And I noticed Mare doesn't have a little name tag in the bottom right, and so the rest of the group was registered. Van then reached out to the other team and had them log in for an in-person rundown on the system. Huh.
Katra, Judith, long time no see.
I didn't realize this was gonna be a full meet and greet. Well, alright. Virtual space, mending time and distance between hearts.
Yes. I guess it has been a while, huh? Though I can't say I expected us to reunite in virtual reality.
Yeah.
My thoughts exactly. It's a bit of an odd feeling.
You've been busy getting ready for the school festival, right? Glad it hasn't taken the pep out of your step.
She's really got a lot on her plate, honestly.
Enough about that. You two must be Swin and Nadia.
That's us. I know this is a lot to take in all at once, but it's nice to meet you. We've heard a lot about the Arkwright Solutions team, too.
Yes, you have. 45 episodes worth.
Let's see. On one side is the famous movie star Judith Lanster, and the other, that whiz kid who skipped a bunch of grades at Basel Institute. It's Katra, right? I'ma just shorten that to QT. Anyone ever say how adorable you are? And don't even get me started on the way Judith fills a room. It's not like I don't trust S to be faithful, but I'd better start upping my riz just to be sure.
Well, hey. She's definitely trying her absolute hardest to riz Swin up. I can't lie about that.
Upping your what? Can we stay on topic, please? Stuff like that is always so fun to see in these games. It's so modern, so topical.
You two really are regular comedians. I'm, I'm not quite sold on this whole QT thing, but you both seem to be nice people. That's a relief, considering our track record with other members of the Gardens. Definitely. I've seen firsthand just how reliable they can be. Okay, that's enough meeting and greeting for now. The situation is pretty much how I explained it to you earlier. We'll need all the help we can get in here. Yours included, Elaine. Oh, okay. I mean, this is Act 1A. Going straight to 1B, we kind of just jumped in and did all this stuff. But everybody meeting up here, well, there was no reason to. Everybody had already met IRL. It'd be my pleasure. Renee is lending his aid, so I see no reason to withhold mine. I can't just sit on my hands, especially if there's any chance of this being related to the incident at the Capitol. Besides, I've got to stay in shape, both as Grimcat and as an actress. There it is. She's what, known these people for all of 5 seconds? That's gotta be a record. It'll be a lot on my plate, but that won't stop me. I'm impressed they managed to build a virtual space of this scale. It's almost like an expansion of the battle simulator we used before. Wow. Of course Catra would be able to clock that pretty instantly without having to be told. Personally, I find this sort of thing fascinating, so feel free to call on me at any time. Catra and Judith can now be added to your party within the Merhian Garten. Alright, and we have literally nothing in the tank. Yeah, see? Whoa, hold on. When did we get this many skill stones? Oh, we got them from the, we got more of those than I thought we did. I don't think there's any, yeah, 15? There might not actually be a reason Nadia got left out in the freaking cold. Do you see that? Oh my Adios. She got done really freaking dirty. But, there might not be any reason to hoard these. Especially because, yeah, we can just pump him completely up.
Let's make it stronger.
As a bonus for enhancing all crafts, accuracy has been increased. Well, hey. Accuracy plus, oh, that thing at the top. Plus 20% HP crit plus 10. Oh, okay, well, I didn't realize that's what we would get. Okay, well.
Let's polish this up.
So that's why, because we were missing, like, the missing was actually insane. We're not going to be able to get Van's bonus.
Powered up.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine, though. As soon as we unlock his second S-Craft, we'll be able to... I'm not going to remember to do that. I can't even lie. I am not going to be thinking about that. But yes, power up Brilliant Halo.
Time for an upgrade.
And don't worry, those skill stones will be ours before long. Yeah, we can log out of the Merhian Garten. Just came there to go ahead and get a little FaceTime in the virtual world. Ooh, Cinema Exter. Oh no, we're gonna meet the brunette. Whoa there.
Sorry. Pardon me.
Well, someone's in a hurry. So much that he failed to notice us in his way. Wonder what had him so worked up. He was headed for the back streets. Might be worth taking a look around there later. Definitely got harass me written all over. But, the chapel... Oh, no. Let's go ahead and head to the back streets for... Oh, no. Investigate the city of Messeldam. Yeah, if I go back there, it might start something. So will it let us leave this section?
Whoops.
Yeah, didn't think so. So, for the time being, let's go ahead and see if we can find this decade-old missing item.
May Adios be with us.
Francesca. So, this is where you were. Francesca, right? You the one that put up the 4SPG? 4SPG? Then you must be... The Spriggan, yeah, from Arkwright Solutions. We just happened to be in Messeldam for some business. Anyway, not to jump the gun or anything, but can you fill us in on the details of your request? Of course! Oh, I'm so glad you're here! Let's discuss this where we won't disturb the others. This must be something she has a reasonable expectation of still being around after 9 years. So, your request said you wanted us to look for something important to you? What would that be, exactly? Right, I suppose that's the best place to start. I'm looking for a music box. One with a little ballerina on top. I don't know. It has a crank that you can turn to play music. The ballerina will even spin as if she's dancing. Oh, I've seen those before. They're so cute. I agree. It was incredibly dear to me when I was a little girl. You see, my father was a busy man, and because I didn't get to see him very often, he decided to have a gift made for me to remind me of his love. Okay, so it's a specially made music box. It sounds like he cared for you a great deal. He did, yes. But unfortunately, there came a time when we had to depart from Messeldam. I had no choice but to leave the music box behind. How much stuff did she have? It's been on my mind ever since. I've always longed for the day I could come back and look for it. It's only now, 9 years later, that I've finally been able to visit. So, you're trying to find the music box while you're still in town?
Yes. Of course, there's no guarantee that it's still here, but if there's even the slightest chance... Even if you can't find the music box itself, any information on where it might be would be more than enough.
Nah, we'll track it down for you.
Does this sound like something you could help me with?
Well, I think I got the gist of your request at least. You had no choice but to leave it behind though? Sounds like something crazy must have happened. Right, it's a tiny music box. Yeah, that does seem a little strange. It's not exactly hard to bring a music box with you.
I wish I could tell you more, but I can't.
Does she not remember?
There's really nothing more I can say. I apologize.
Well, isn't that a little strange?
Well...
Yeah. Listen, if there's stuff you feel you can't share, I get it. I mean, dealing with complicated matters is practically our whole business. But at the end of the day, you can't really expect us to head out on a search for some music box without having all the info.
Right. It's like, she wants us to find a music... She wants to give us basically as little information as possible to find a box from 9 years ago? I didn't mean to... No, I'm just making more excuses.
Hey, you didn't have to be so rude about it.
Not like I don't get why you're skeptical, though.
Is there a reason you can't ask the police or the bracers for help? Actually, that hadn't even crossed my mind, yeah. This is something that even the freaking police could help with. Not very effectively, but it's something she could go to them with.
I'd prefer not to complicate the situation, personally. I only want my music box back.
Does someone have this music box? Does her dad still have this music box? I have a feeling her dad has it.
I did think about trying to find it on my own, but I'm a bit hesitant to go wandering around town.
Look, I really would like to help you out, but it's ultimately up to our leader here.
What do you think, Van?
Let's see. She's got reservations about telling the truth, but it doesn't feel like it's because of a life or death situation. Still, something's bugging me. Not that that's stopped me before, per se. What to do? So this will up our law. Okay, I think it would have been very interesting if this upped our chaos. Alright, we'll take the case. You did go to all the trouble of putting out a 4SPG, plus it might be nice to do some extra legwork while we're in town.
Thank you so much! Words can't explain how much this means to me.
So, is there anything else you can tell us about this music box? Seriously, any info at all would be helpful. Well, my memories can be a bit hazy at times, but I'll try my best. As I mentioned, it's a music box with a little ballerina on top. I think it was made of ceramic? Yes, if I'm remembering correctly, I was told it came from a famous workshop here in Messeldam. A famous workshop? And Zecht Arms wasn't around back then. 9 years ago. This would have been pre-Trails in the Sky. Oh, you must be in the Orbital Factory across from the public bathhouse. Oh, there's one of those here? I'm glad Kaksha said something. Well, let's get going then. Gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Time to go solve some problems.
Because if it's across from the public bathhouse, we're definitely going to make sure we do our due diligence this go round. There it is. Laka Public Bathhouse. I didn't bother going in because there wasn't anything for us to purchase there. But I also didn't bother reading the name. So, let's go ahead and take our first of many non-required dips.
Don't worry, guys. This bathhouse does, in fact, come complete with a sweet, sweet sauna.
So, you looked into that before coming here, huh? Why am I not surprised?
Nothing beats a hot bath on
500 Mira? Yeah, let's get it.
That's the stuff.
Did Kaksha abstain?
Don't you think it's a little too steamy in here?
Yeah, Kaksha didn't bother.
It's so nice and warm in here.
Oh. Where is he at? Is it? Oh, okay. I thought we were about to get an additional scene.
I feel good as new.
Come see us again.
Sure thing. Huh. I actually didn't expect for... Well, interesting. Alright, man. We got some topic for you. What you got? A music box with a ballerina. Again, huh? Again? How many people are snooping around for this music box? That's an interesting reaction. You know something? Funnily enough, I happened to come across some old paperwork on it recently. So yes, I do. Well, that certainly makes things easier. Let's start with the simple stuff then. I'm guessing it was your shop that made the music box? And that's right. It was actually crafted by my grandfather, but the request for it was made roughly a decade ago. The order slip mentioned it was a present for the customer's daughter, who wanted to be a ballerina. Money didn't seem to be an issue for the man who ordered it, though. I imagine he must have been a real up-and-comer. Or he might have been involved in something illicit. That's why my grandfather felt so much pressure to make it perfect. He poured all of his know-how into that thing. I don't think there was a single piece he was more proud of. Huh. Sounds like this is more of a luxury item than I thought. It really is. And considering the last time I looked it over, I imagine it's still appraised at 100,000 Mira. Holy. His craftsmanship was like no other. Wait, you've seen it before? Yep, just last month actually. Wow. Okay. This turned out to be extremely fruitful, but we seem to always get a little lucky like this. I'm not sure if you'll be pleased to hear this or not, but here it comes. An antique dealer brought it in. He wanted me to refurbish some parts of the doll that fell off. Talk about a coincidence! I only realized it was my grandfather's work when I noticed his signature on the back. That's what got me digging through our old documents in the first place. Anyway, your best bet is probably going to be that antique dealer. No telling if he still has a music box, though. Where would we find him at? Right, if the repair was last month, he may have already sold it. I suppose we should at least try to find him, though. Yeah. You know, if the guy's still in the... you know if the guy's still in the area? Well, I've seen him around, sure, but I'd be careful if I were you. He's not exactly known for being the reputable type. Oh, we're dealing with one of those. Where it is that he buys some of his goods through the black market. I've even heard that he has dealings over in that underground club in the back streets. Black market goods, huh? That doesn't sound great. Well, it's the only lead we've got right now. Come on, let's head to that club. Thanks for the info, Ivan. See if our old buddy Robson's got anything for us. We could probably fast travel there, but it's not that serious. You have a pretty nice movement speed in this game, even when you're not turboed. Okay, I was like, wait, will we even be able to get there without triggering the next step of the main plot? But the answer is yes. Alright, Barracuda. Oh, alright.
Got a question for you.
So, what you know? Normally this wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I've got a feeling the owner won't take too kindly to us asking lots of questions. Might be easier to see if any of the dancers know something. Excuse me, miss? Oh, got a tip for me, mister? Feel free to put it anywhere you want. That's not what we're here for. If possible, we'd like to ask you something. Kaksha might act like he's all grown up, but he's still just a kid, huh? I mean, hey, Kaksha explained that they were looking for an antique dealer. Oh, you're looking for that guy, are you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's here today. So is he the guy standing in front of the, he must be the guy hanging out. Oh my gosh. Good. Sounds like we're in luck. But where is he? I haven't seen anyone matching his description so far. Hey, the guy that just walked out of the bathroom. Oh, he wasn't the guy standing there. Yep, that's him. He's probably got some business with the owner today. Stops by to sell his wares here every now and then. He uses this place as a sort of hunting ground. Finds suckers who are into buying old junk, then pulls them into another room for a sales pitch. So yeah, he's a little shady, but he's also a great tipper, and that makes him okay in my book. I mean, yeah, she's not gonna buy any of his crap, so what does it matter to her? I see. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Alright then, let's see what this guy's got to say. Yeah. Let's go ahead and... Okay, I'm like, where the heck did he go?
Let me ask you something.
So, buddy old pal? Huh? A music box with a ballerina on top. Damn, I finally get it off my hands and now someone takes an interest. You sold it? Yup, gave it to the new owner a few days ago. Sorry, pal. Wow, alright. And we already know that guy's obnoxious. I was afraid of that. I figured it wouldn't be so simple. Mind telling us who you sold it to? The original owner's looking for it. Is he gonna make us pay him? The original owner, huh? Yeesh. I don't want nothing more to do with that mess. What is going on with this music box? It was some old lady. Pretty sure I saw her wandering around over by the docks this morning. Think she was wearing a yellow scarf? Thanks for the tip. By the way, what did you mean by get it off my hands? From what we heard, the former owner of the Orbital factory put a whole load of effort into that thing. The old man was pretty famous at his trade, wasn't he? I kinda expected people to be banging down your door for it. Yeah, well, I thought the same thing. Hell, that's why I bought it in the first place. I even bought it down to the club to try to sell it to somebody who might be into antiques. At a club? Only thing is, every one of them told me that music box comes with a lot of baggage. Clearly. Baggage? What do you mean by that? I'm sorry, lady, but if I tell you, I'd be wrapped up in it myself. Anyway, to make a long story short, if I couldn't sell it to some sleazeball, I figured I'd just target your average Joe instead. And that's how I finally managed to get rid of it. Not sure how I feel about you selling something with a sketchy history to the general public. Anyway, we should try and find that old lady and see what she can tell us. Yeah, if we're lucky, she might be willing to make a trade. Sounds like a plan. He says she was over by the docks, so let's go take a look. So, this thing has a sketchy history that nobody is willing to be upfront about. We must know. But old lady with the yellow scarf, he couldn't be talking about Dominique, could he? I doubt it. Where is... Okay. Oh, okay, no, she's just,
Let me ask you something.
a nondescript old woman. Oh, a music box with a ballerina. Why, yes, I actually just purchased something like that the other day. Looks like we were on the right track. That music box brought back a fond memory of mine. I was so moved when I saw it, I thought, surely Adios must be guiding my hand. You said it brought back a fond memory? How? Well, you see, I used to teach ballet several years ago. Oh, okay, well, that's a lot less sordid than I was expecting. I suppose it's been over a decade by now. One day, a little girl I used to teach brought in that exact music box. She said her father had given it to her and that it was her prized possession. Oh, you should have seen the glow on her face. I was a bit surprised by how lavish it was, but just seeing her enthusiasm was enough to make me smile. How lavish? Unfortunately, a lot happened after that. Her family was separated and everything in their home was auctioned off. When I saw it, I could hardly believe something so dear to her had been sold along with everything else. Wow. Sometimes it really does feel like the guiding hand of Adios is moving things along. Because it's basically poetry that she ended up in her possession. I thought, why not buy it myself in case I get a chance to return it? It can't be this simple. Her family was separated. I wonder what happened. Whatever it is, it's going to turn out to give us the opportunity to either give the music box back or leave it with this elderly woman. But the fact that she doesn't even have a name kind of speaks to how unimportant she'll be in the grand scheme of things, I think. Wait a minute. The girl you're talking about must be... Yes, there's no doubt about it. Did this student of yours happen to be named Francesca? How did you know? I think I'm getting a clearer picture here. Van told the elderly woman about the request made by Francesca. Goodness, what a wonderful coincidence! I don't know, it seems a little more powerful than just a coincidence. It seems Adios really was calling me to buy that music box, I'll say. My house isn't very far from here. Let me go and get it for you all. That'd be great. Sorry again for all the trouble. If you'd rather not make the walk by yourself, we don't mind tagging along. Van and the others helped the old lady back to her house to retrieve the music box. After, the group headed to the chapel together to see Francesca. Okay, well, I guess in the grand scheme of things, because the request with Swin and Nadia was way more freaking involved, but you're supposed to tackle that one after this one, so there are a lot more twists and turns to that one than there are here. Currently anyways, but I'm not really sure what other craziness could be introduced now that we're back to Francesca with the music box. Oh, my old ballet teacher, I never thought I'd see you again. It's been far too long. I've missed you so much. If no one else, I always hoped I'd at least get to see you again someday. I felt the very same. Though it may be a little more than happenstance, I'm so very pleased to see you again. My, look at how you've grown. You've become such a fine young lady. I see you're still just as quick to tears as when you were little, however. Oh, you. A reunion after 9 long years. I'm getting a little misty-eyed myself. She must be overjoyed. Sorry to interrupt your get-together, ladies. But I've got the music box you were looking for right here. Mind checking to make sure we have the right one? Oh, I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in the moment. Let me take a look. That does look pretty nice. At 100k Mira, I wouldn't be surprised if that was real Sapphiral we're holding. Yes, that's it. That's the one my father gave me. It's beautiful. I can tell your dad really cared about making you happy. The melody is rather nice as well. The crank turns just fine, so there's no need to worry about the inner mechanisms being broken. That's a relief. I can't tell you how much it means for me to have this pack, and to think you even brought my old teacher along. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you. Thank you so much for all that you've done. What about the crazy history to this thing, though? No thanks needed beyond the fee for our services. You know, I actually thought that music box might have been that other thing we were looking for. What other thing? But I didn't catch a single whiff of anything fishy, so I guess not. Huh? You thought it was related to Almada? What in the world made you think that? It was just a nice gift from her father. Her father, I knew it. Francesca, It's okay, ma'am. We're just fixers who happen to have had a few run-ins with Almada in the past. It wasn't until we were in the middle of investigating that I started to realize what was actually going on. I see. So you figured it all out already? To be honest, having to keep it from you was starting to eat me up inside. If it's okay, I'd like to explain. Yes, please. Yeah, I'm still a little clueless over here, so that would be great. Several years ago, my father was the most powerful man in Messeldam's criminal underworld. Was her dad Enrique? His name was Enrique, Almada's former boss. What the heck? Well, alright. Enrique? Why does that name sound so familiar? I think it was written in Dingo's notes. I see. So your father had the music box made for you over a decade ago. Then, a year later, Dante's took over Almada. I suppose all this took place while your dad was still at the top of the underworld then. So she would be very acquainted with Jack and Hal. To be honest, the rumors I've heard about him aren't great. You're right. My father did many horrible things while he was with Almada. He used to be a traitor, but his craftiness got the better of him. That eventually led to his takeover of the Mafia. These days, he'd be considered a bit player in the grand scheme of things, but there was a time when he was feared even outside of this city. However, my mother and I only ever knew him as a kind and gentle soul. Just like what he did for me with the music box, all he ever wanted was for us to be happy. Well, people aren't always what you see on the surface, that's for sure. Yes. Even so, the people of this town hold his name in contempt. To this day, there are many who carry a grudge against him. I was scared of what they might do if they found out who I was. And that's why you didn't want to ask anyone else for help, right? Yes. Hold on. We read something in a few notes a while back. It said that all of Enrique's family and connections were killed. The truth of the matter is that Francesca was the only one who survived. So a real Anastasia sort of situation. 9 years ago, my parents risked their lives to help me escape. However, in a town completely under Almada's control, there was nowhere for me to go. That's when an informant came to save me. Dingo? He told me it was the least he could do to make amends for selling info to Dante's. Oh, well, yeah. Hey, that sounds like... Dingo. Yeah, it must have been him. Only somebody Dante's thought highly of could have gotten her out alive. I suppose that makes sense. Wait, you know Dingo? Yeah, he was working in Edith as a reporter for a while. Still did informant work on the side, though. Me being a Spriggan, it made sense for us to do business, but in some ways he was also kind of like an older brother. This has been an incredible day for coincidences, I'll say. I owe him a debt of gratitude as well. You see, several days after that tragedy befell her family, Dingo appeared to me once more to say, Francesca wanted me to tell you something. He wanted me to know that she was safe, but warned me to act as though she were dead. Ever since then, I've kept Francesca in my heart. I can only pray that we might meet again someday. So that's why she was so confident when she bought the music box. I see. Makes this reunion all the sweeter, huh? And it's all thanks to Dingo, quite literally. Is it possible that Dingo's still in the capital? I always hoped I'd be able to find him someday. He introduced me to a family that took me in as a foster child. If not for his connections, I might never have had a family again. Unfortunately, searching for him while Amada was still around was too dangerous. I've always regretted never telling him how grateful I was. Well... what's wrong? The thing is, Dingo passed away. It happened last year while he was trying to follow up on Almada. I was wondering if they would still keep talking around it. But if you skip to Daybreak 2 without playing Daybreak 1, I suppose your Daybreak 1 spoilers are par for the course. In the end, it's because of the information he left us that we were able to fight back against Dante's. Oh dear. The guy was one hell of a reporter, that's for sure. Even helped me out sometimes too. A lot of what I know is through hearsay, but he seemed like a really great guy. I remember he saved Marielle when a politician targeted her for digging into his affairs. They have no idea who Marielle is, but yeah. He was the kind of guy who was always one step ahead of everybody else. So flawless you almost hated him for it. And he cared about other people to a fault. No matter what happened, you always knew you could count on him. Based on what he did for you, I guess he'd always been like that. Yes, even though he tried to feign disinterest, I could tell he was a gentle soul. But why? Why did that have to happen to someone like him? I lost everything because of Almada, and now Dingo too? I never even got to thank him. Oh, Francesca. I know it hurts, dear. Everything will be all right. Wherever he is now, I'm sure he knows how you feel. Well, no good deed goes unpunished. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so emotional. I'm sure he meant a lot more to you than he did to me. You've got nothing to apologize for. It's good to know there's one more person out there who misses him just as much as we do. I'm glad I finally found the courage to come to Messeldam. I've gotten back so much of what I lost, irreplaceable things, and it's all thanks to you. And despite knowing that Dingo is gone now, even if I can't thank him in person, the least I can do is continue to live my life looking forward. Sounds like a good plan. I'm sure that's what he'd want for you too. Well, that was certainly unexpected, right? But nobody would talk, but it's understandable now. Yeah, I'm glad we decided to take on our case, though.
That takes care of that.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Plenty of moolah. But it's been a while since we upped our loss, so that's good. Now we can go ahead and head right on to where the real craziness is at, unless...
Theater plays all kinds of movies, including independent films.
Oh, really? Then movie fans must be in love with this place.
They do hold one of the film festivals here. It tracks that they'd want to appeal to film buffs.
Welcome.
Showing on screen 1 will soon begin.
Yeah, let's see. So, Robin the Lady Justice, Pawn the Crop Muncher, Shade. Let's do Shade. So we have to watch the movie with everyone in, with Swin, Nadia, and Elaine, but this one we could just go by ourselves? Van headed into the theater with his company of choice, having decided to watch a movie during their work break. So, Shade. Lizzie, a diffident introvert, is struggling to adjust to her new public-facing job. One night, she stares into her mirror and whispers to her reflection, "I wish I could change. I wish I could express myself, my real self." Several days pass, and suddenly Lizzie finds herself inundated with thank yous and incessant praise for her successful sales streak. Lizzie contemplates how this might have happened, and despite the insanity of the idea, begins to wonder if this was the work of another her. One day, she notices a coworker slacking off and thinks to herself, "Why bother coming to the office if you're not going to do anything?" Other stray thoughts run across her mind, such as, "I wish my annoying neighbor Barbara would just die already." The next day, Lizzie learns the slacker got into a traffic accident on the way to work. Distraught, she races over to Barbara's apartment.
No! Don't come any closer! Stop! Please!
Barbara, are you okay?
Wow.
My, how curious. Since when did I have a look-alike? No, it's just like I feared. My wish actually came true.
Crap.
Please, just drop the knife. I don't want this. I don't want this at all. Liar. You know, you remind me of how I used to be. A filthy, yellow-bellied coward. But I'm not that person anymore. I changed. I decided to accept myself just as I am. Now I have the courage to make my own choices, like killing poor, miserable Barbara.
Is that serious?
Two Lizzies? What's going on? I don't understand!
There's no time to explain. Barbara, get up! We have to run! So, I have my very own doppelganger, and she actually thinks she's the real me. How cute. I'll allow her to live out that fantasy for a while. Ever since I made that wish, I've felt so free.
Wait, what's going on?
But if she tries to take that away from me, I'll cast a light on that two-faced lie and make her fade into nothing.
Wait, so the evil Barbara is the one who made the wish into the mirror? Either way, that actually sounds like that premise was actually very interesting. They both think they're the real her. Kaktra, you okay, bud? I'm alright. I normally don't have any trouble with horror. I was even fine with that other horror movie from last year. Yes, definitely my movie of 1208, that is for sure. But everything involving the mirror hit a little closer to home than I expected. Yeah, I can see why. They say mirrors are like windows into the soul. Some people even put a cloth over them when they're not... Oh, crap. Sorry, shutting up now. Wouldn't want you to develop a mirror phobia or something. No, this is nothing. I'm a boy after all. I won't let myself be swayed by something that has absolutely no basis in science. Sure, why not? Whoa, easy there, Kaktra. Why did the main character immediately jump to, oh no, I might have a doppelganger? You know, they even pointed that out a bit. They were like, wow, it's crazy to think so, but yeah, they had to move the plot along kind of expediently, I guess. I don't know, it all seems a little contrived to me. Wow, didn't think I'd be hearing a scathing critique from you. I will say that the twist caught me off guard. I had no idea that the Lizzie who was after Barbara was the real one. So that was it. The nice the evil Barbara was the one who was making the wish, which makes sense because all those thoughts were really messed up. Wanting somebody to die for being a slacker. So she wished away the she wished away the nice part of herself, which allowed her to act upon her evil intentions. The contrast between her introverted self in the first half and the psychopath she turned into in the second worked in the movie's favor. Now that I think about it, that thriller from last year, Sober Curious, was about how we all have two sides. In the end, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are humans themselves. Yes, let's go ahead and get that brochure. Ooh. Definitely no reason not to treat ourselves every time. But, alright. Now we've gotten that set, taking a look-see around Messeldam. Oh. Yes. Marian Garten. We're not worried about that, though. Ooh. Definitely do want to grab these. I should probably be pinging more often than I am. Yes. Oh, whoops. I'm letting this lead me further away from where we're trying to go. I'm sure we can't cast off from this high up, so let's get back on track. Ooh. After, that's in the lobby. Grab these. Oops. There's no point in going to another. Oh, okay. I said I wasn't going to let it lead me off track as I was actively running away from where we were trying to go to. This time, though, we got it set.
It's fishing time.
Not just yet. First things first. Trapped. Boy, it's probably actually a girl.
Damn brat, giving us the runaround.
You'd best hand over that briefcase if you want to get out of here in one piece.
Oh yeah? Sounds a little overkill to me.
Yeah, brought out all the big guns.
How's it hanging, fellas? Pretty ballsy raising a ruckus like this in broad daylight.
They really don't care.
Clearly, you're no upstanding citizens if you're pointing a blade at a child. So, what's it gonna be? Wanna try your luck with the cops? Or us?
Shit, it's that Spriggan from the Capitol.
Dang, our reputation precedes us.
And he's got his lackeys with him.
Oh?
You know about us? Word of our 4 SPGs must have clued you in. Evidently, we can't be too careful.
And let's get one thing straight here. I am not his lackey. I'm barely even an employee.
Yeah. But still.
Liking makes a difference.
Ooh.
Anyone who gets in our way is gonna end up 6 Sarge under.
They're packing big heat.
Their weapons. These punks might be on the same level as Jaegers.
Please, we got this.
No need to hold back. Let's beat them down quick.
Roger that.
Deploying sharps.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Mini combat test.
She will crit up. Yeah. Then might as well immediately go in.
This one's gonna knock your socks off. I hope you're ready. Now for the climax. Grim Knight Wall.
Boost gauge expanded.
Can't move. Dual arts. Dual arts are arts with 2 elemental affinities. It's actually kind of insane that it's taken so many games to get these kinds of arts outside of obviously the Lost Arts. But the Lost Arts are presented as elements that we can no longer access rather than elements that are combinations. So, imbued with wind and space. If either element is effective on the target, the enemy will take damage just as they normally would from that weakness. Golden.
Pressure him and move
What's
in.
what? Does Kaksha have? Satellite Cure, HP heal, CP boost. But I'm sure. Freeze side attack bonus. I mean, now that we've got this, got 2 of them, and then Van 1K. Yeah, let's get in there.
Here's a little more. Forgive me.
All right. Got them out of there before they had a chance to do anything. Wait, what? They're level 24? Oh, right. Hold on. It was, those Twilight things. They're like the...
They weren't all that tough. but their firearms sure packed a punch.
Not that they got to use them even once. But yeah, so we have these Twilight things that act as those items from Reverie that boost your EXP. Van being 3 levels below. Wait, I wonder. It probably takes into account the order you play them in. Because we were level 16, 17, 18 when we started Act 1B. So they probably got a big bump to their levels because we completed Act 1B before 1A.
That they did. If my suspicions are correct, those weapons might be...
Zek's arms make?
You alright, kid?
Yeah. Not a scratch on me. I'd have been a goner if it weren't for you three. Thank you so much for saving... Whoops!
Oh. All of that.
There they go.
Wait.
All over the street, too.
Does this guy have a picture of the Genesis?
Slow your roll a sec, alright? It's not like we're gonna run off on...
Van? Wait, that's...
Why does he have that? Definitely can't let him just leave now. All right. But I'm sure he doesn't want to be out in the streets by himself.
Was it? You said you're looking for your old man?
That's right. It's been about 3 months since he went missing.
Luca.
It wasn't all that unusual at first. He'd always hop from job to job doing whatever work he could get. But eventually, I knew I had to track him down. Even Mom could tell something was up. Dad left this briefcase in his room, and I figured it might point me in the right direction.
He disappeared 3 months ago, so that would have been during when the events of the first game were really heating up.
But then...
Those shifty-looking men appeared, and they've been tailing you ever since.
Back streets or not, they wouldn't have cornered you like that unless the situation called for it. Don't you have any idea what this is about?
Not that I can say for sure.
That's so.
Yeah, don't think he's being entirely honest with us.
Sounds to me like his pops got tangled up with the wrong side of the law.
I've been meaning to ask. You guys are professional problem solvers, right? Maybe you can help me find my dad?
Sure thing. Why not?
Or, better yet, we could all go look for him together.
Luca.
Except, I don't have much Mira on me. Aw, now what do I do?
Well, we don't work for free.
Financial troubles aside, those thugs might try and come after you again. I'd feel a lot better if he had an adult with him, but... What's your call, Van?
We're not just gonna throw him to the freaking wolves, are we?
There's definitely more going on here than meets the eye. But I'm sorry, Luca. I can't take your case.
Whoa, that is not what I was expecting Van to say.
Is it because I don't have the money? Or because I'm still a kid?
Nah, that's not the issue. The fact is, your dad's been MIA for 3 months. This is exactly the kind of thing the guild and police are equipped to handle.
It's not like we haven't stepped on their toes before.
Better to go to your local authorities before resorting to some spriggan from out of town.
Actually, yeah, let's hear the reason why you're coming to us.
I get what you mean. It's just...
That's an odd reaction.
Chin up. Who knows? We might stumble into some info on your dad out there. In which case, we'll get in touch. How's that sound?
I'm a little disappointed, but... I understand.
It's better than nothing.
Let me know if you hear anything. Anything at all.
It's a promise. But in return, you have to promise us not to run into any more danger alone. Deal?
Deal. You guys stay safe, too.
All right. I really thought we were about to just dive deep into what Luca's got going on, but the innkeeper will watch over him for the time being, so we can rest easy. Yeah, not much room for an armed assault with all the foot traffic this place gets. So, do you think Luca's dad was caught up in something shady? Without a doubt. These streets won't turn squeaky clean overnight just because the Mafia was wiped out. Messeldam's always been on the rough side, but that recent shift is making more waves than ripples. Luca getting jumped might be just another aftershock of Almada's big fall. I had a hunch this would lead back to them. It's bound to whenever the underworld comes up. The biggest tip-off was that photo. It was of the first Genesis, the one on Yes has, and the one she gave to Van. Couple that with Luca's pops having criminal ties in the city Almada called home, and it all points to one thing. You think his father was part of their ranks? But aren't all of their members in custody? Almada was a huge syndicate. It's not impossible that a few stragglers slipped through the cracks. Not to mention, the city was their base of operations for a long while. So they'd have plenty of spots to lie low. This just gets better and better. It bears investigating. We might learn something about the legacy in the process. But what should we tell Luca? He seemed to be unaware of what his father was involved in. The truth, why not? Then again, he may have had an inkling, judging by his reaction earlier. Yeah, no matter how well his pops kept things on the sly, Luca still hesitated when the police and bracers came up. I'm not so sure he has the stomach to unmask the whole ugly truth. Not enough for us to take on his request, at any rate. That's just the Spriggan way, I guess. So, what's our next move? Well, we can't afford to drag our feet with those goons closing in. No way around it. One of us is gonna need to flex our connections. What are you looking at me for? Hold on, you don't mean Grimcat action? Oh, the very first Grimcat and a famed chansonnier of bygone days. Even as a retiree, she seems like a powerful ally to have in our corner. I'll admit, Granny does stay on top of what goes on behind closed doors. She's practically got a sixth sense for when something fishy is brewing, no matter how big or small. To this day, she'll go sticking your nose into other people's business whenever the mood strikes her. Wait, I think I'm starting to get it now. Yep, chances are her sudden interest in your latest gig isn't just surface level. It's at least worth asking her about. You're not giving me much of a choice, are you? Grinds my gears to lean on her, but it's probably our best bet right now. I knew you'd come around. Shall we head to the shooting location then? Though now that I think of it, didn't they say they were going to move somewhere else? Yep, assuming things are on schedule, they should be pretty close by. Let's go take a look around. So, we're expecting for oh, and it's, afternoon now. But we're expecting for Dominique to have some intel. Oh, crap. Choosing the perceivable cause the main story to advance. Hold on.
Oh, it's Nina and the rest of the crew.
Guess this is where they're filming next.
Grammy should be here too. Let's go take a peek.
And it does not look like there's quite literally anything else we can do here, so... yeah.
What? Their boat's already at the harbor?
That document was forged, Ron. You have to hurry. As for me, I'll try to find out where they're headed.
Don't, Michelle! You've already risked enough!
Heard everyone go. What's happening?
Snatched.
Michelle! Are you there? Michelle!
Snatched her right on up.
And cut!
Amazing, Nina! I can't believe you landed that in just one take.
Consider me blown away. You were perfect from the second we started rolling.
Well, I couldn't have done it without everyone's input. Oh, Mr. Gotti, what did you think?
I can't speak for Lom, but that was everything I envisioned and more!
Where is he, anyway, Lom?
Eureka!
He's got it?
I've just come up with a follow-up scene so marvelous, so spectacular, it'll knock your socks off.
Director, please.
Changing the script up on the fly?
More additional photography? Cut us some slack, sir.
Oh, Judith. And you brought Van and Catra.
Yeah.
Hiya, Nina.
Sounds like things are coming along.
Is she gonna get her intro spin here? No. Is she going to get an intro spin at all? Yes. Nina Fenley.
I wanted to thank you all again for helping out with today's shoot. Because of you, my first role opposite Judith is on the road to success.
I mean, she already beat Judith out once.
Glad to hear it. But you should give yourself most of the credit.
Agreed. I'm starting to see why everyone was so charmed by your character in Wolves Requiem.
That's very kind of you to say. This is my first time doing a crossover, though, so I'm still a little unsure of myself.
There are a lot of things to keep in consideration with those if you want to want them to turn out good, yeah.
It'll be a challenge, but I've got high hopes for you. Let's see how far we can take this thing.
Right. We'll give them a performance to remember.
Hey, Nina! There's something I wanted to run by you.
Yes, sir. I'll be right there.
Duty calls. We'll catch up later, okay?
Of course. See you on the set.
So where's Dominique now?
Man, that girl's got it made. Already a star, but with potential to spare.
It hurts to admit, but you're right. Just when I think I've seen it all, she throws me for another loop.
I don't know. Nina, when you've played so many Falcom games, Nina comes off as super suspicious.
I need to start upping my game before she upstages me.
Ha! Now that's what I like to hear.
So, she found us. Dominique Lanster.
Seems sharing the spotlight with Nina was just the kick in the pants you needed. Stick to that attitude and you'll get through my special boot camp just fine.
Is the special boot camp going on right now?
Grammy! Can you quit it with the super stealth already? And besides, with how packed the production schedule is, you'll be way too busy to train me. Right?
No, she can do it all.
Don't hold back on my account. Chances like these don't grow on trees, after all.
All right, I'll do it, okay? Just stop giving me that look.
I think I understand why Judith is so daunted by her.
Yeah, she's an imposing figure.
You can really tell who wears the pants in the family.
You two are those temps they brought in for the shoot earlier, aren't you?
We're a lot more than that.
What business does a Spriggan have with me? Something tells me you're not looking for acting tips.
Locked already, huh? I reckon it wasn't Judith who filled you in.
You'd be right. I've been wise to the scuttlebutt on you for some time. Now, why don't you share what's on your mind?
So, but she's clearly well, they haven't said it yet, but it makes sense why she would know so much about Van without needing to be told. I see. Something sketchy's afoot. That's for certain. I've heard talk about this legacy of Almada's, but I can't say the same about them having stragglers. In either case, you seem to be left guessing. That's what we were hoping to get your take on. The way you're talking, it sounds like you've already done some poking around for the first one. You'd have to be real thick to turn the other way, assuming it actually exists. Almada's legacy has been the subject of much speculation throughout the underground grapevine. It's something of an urban legend at this point, especially now that most of the Mafia is kaput. Rumor says it's a massive pile of Mira or some other grand treasure that was left behind. We're out for the One Piece now? For a time, everybody and their mother was trying to find the thing. Though nowadays, it feels like only the occasional gangster or Jaeger is still worked up over it. Hopefully it doesn't take us 25 years to actually get to the point. But haven't the police made a thorough inquiry into Almada at this point? Just how likely is it that something was overlooked? A good question. Word is that they seized everything from shell company holdings to assets squirreled away in foreign countries. Any rational person would tell you there's no way anything of value would be glossed over. And yet, some folks have enough grounds to believe the search is worth keeping up. Some folks meaning... All things considered, there's only one real answer. Uh-oh. Oh, I should have saved. I'm not sure. Zect Arms? Is that... Okay, I think it would make most sense for it to be Zect Arms, because they bought up old Almada property. It's gotta be that new weapons manufacturer, Zect Arms. Because the Calvardian Federal Police would have been the same ones we were just talking about having given up, and nobody doesn't know who Luca's father is. As I suspected, something about them moving into that building didn't sit right with me. They must have bought the place in hopes that a certain something of Almada's remained. Yeah, and remember all that heat those goons jumped Luca were packing? Those were Zect Arms models, the kinds you can't get on the market. Common sense says they've got a horse in this race. Now that you mention it, I've been noticing a lot of guys in black suits around town. It's a reasonable assumption. Regardless of their methods, it's clear Zect Arms is hunting for something that fits in nicely with everything else we know. Looks like the pieces are lining up for you. I'd wager one of them will provide a lead on tracking that boy's father down too. Oh, I was speaking too soon! Luca's pops knows something about the legacy. Zect Arms wouldn't openly throw that much manpower at him if they weren't sure of that. Then perhaps this calls for a little digging on that front, Zect Arms started up just 6 years ago, as I recall. Oh, so I guess it would have been second chapter that they were first around for. They're headquartered in one of the free cities, but their actual operations are what have you are shrouded in mystery. On the surface, they design and manufacture weapons while marketing themselves as a private military company. But beneath the veneer is a whole bevy of nasty business, from testing illegal armaments to inciting conflict in war zones. The thing is, nobody has enough evidence to punish them for it, not within the confines of the law anyway. What are you getting at, Grammy? Well now, look at the time! I really should be taking my leave. So she's like, it's up to us. And Judith? If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000,000 times. As a successor to the Grimcat name, it's on you to decide what to make of it. That includes what you end up doing with this. Whoa. So, I'm sure this is gonna be like, the next dungeon. Probably an underground facility to the Zect Arms building. Are these floor plans? But whatever you do, don't go making a damn fool of yourself. Got it? Well, she's one hell of a grandma. Talk about having an ace up your sleeve. And it's exactly the one we needed. Now we can give Zect Arms the property inspection they never asked for. In we go. Earn 2 SP, yes. I would have, the same day, 8:38 p.m., had to wait. I mean, it wouldn't have been anything to reload the save, but getting it right the first time through your own deductive power is nice. This place is huge. The kid went home then? Yeah, while it was still light out. He wanted to hang around until he heard back from you, but I figured he was better off steering clear. You made the right call. Time to get to it. When do you want to leave, Van? The two of us are ready when you are. No rush, though. We're still ahead of schedule. Now, hold on. You're not planning to go out at this hour, are you? We're the most dangerous thing on these streets. It'll be all right. It's chilly this time of year, and the area hasn't been too safe these days. Don't worry about us. It's just a little errand. We won't be long. You sure? Well, if you insist. It's probably best to push this plan back as late as we can. Let's kill some time in town before heading over to you-know-where. Good thinking. We need to finesse this thing so hard that it leaves Grammy speechless. Whatever you say, Judith. Anyway, this is our chance to make sure our equipment is in order. I'm actually very satisfied with the current state of our equipment. Hey, just popping in with an update from Marduk support. So, are we about to unlock floor 3? Further analysis revealed a new floor of the Merhian Garden, so check it out when you get a chance, Kay. So, we didn't get all this fanfare when we played Act 1B. We just got a notification that a new floor was available. Most interesting, a third floor has been added to the Merhian Garden. So, before that, looks like we got 2 things to get set. Excuse me? You didn't happen to run into an actor in that inn just now, did you? Oh, she's looking for Judith. An actor? Is she talking about Judith? I swear I saw him sneaking in just a minute ago. Oh, no. Oh, aren't you? Oh, crap. You know, now that you mention it, I think they were doing some filming over by the harbor during the day. Maybe it's worth checking over there? Honestly, I'd be pretty surprised if some big-name movie star was holed up in an inn like this. Yeah, I guess you're right. And it is dark out here, so maybe I mistook him for someone else. Sorry for the bother. So we have to head back in and find this movie star. Whew. Sounds like I wasn't her target. I wonder who she was talking about then. Maybe it really was just a case of mistaken identity. Who knows? There is at least one person that comes to mind, though. So yes, let's head back into the White Whale. Oh, sir, can I bother you for a second? Something wrong? Well, kind of. You see, we had a young man come by to check into one of our rooms a little while ago. Dad was busy at the time, so I decided to take care of it for him. The man had this stylish brown hair, and when his sunglasses dipped down a bit, I could see he had this really gorgeous green eyes. Yeah, so this was the guy, this was the male movie star who everybody knew about, and I didn't because I wasn't talking to people. Brown hair and green eyes. There's no way it's not him. So, what about the guy? He asked for a corner room, one next to a room that was already occupied. He even specified that he would prefer that the neighboring room be one without any women present. So I ended up putting him in the room right next to yours. Those are some pretty specific requests. Yeah, it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen by anyone, and it struck me as a little suspicious. I thought about asking him what was going on, but I wasn't sure if I should or not. Nah, if you thought it was suspicious, there's no need to involve yourself further. Was he alone? Yes, he's been shut up in his room ever since he arrived. Got it. I think I'll be a good neighbor and check in on him then. Some of what you said has me a little concerned. Well, okay, so I think what I also want to do is triple clear the Merhian Garden, but I'm not sure. Give me 1 second. All right, so we've got these in the archives, and the fact that they came up under the movies section makes me think that they're not going to be. Well, let's take a look. We'll start with the DG cult. The CID.
The DG cult. A religious group that forsook the goddess and engaged in devil worship. Their inception dates back to the Middle Ages. Evidently, the descendants of a family of alchemists living in Crossbell were involved as well.
Ooh.
The cult performed all manner of inhumane rituals and experiments at their lodges, which were spread throughout all the continent. Their goal was to create a divine child and supplant the goddess in the process. To achieve this end, they kidnapped children from all across Cimmeria and used them as fodder for their experiments. Concomitantly, they conducted a number of tests that had no relation to their main goal, which produced some unexpected outcomes.
That's a brand new
Due
word.
to the unspeakably heinous nature of the cult's misdeeds, in 1198, the Bracer Guild, Septian Church, and combined military forces of every nation carried out an operation to wipe them out for good.
Jesus.
Only a few of the cult's victims were saved, and though they may be no more, the scars they inflicted throughout the world still remain.
Okay, so that is actually a very interesting way to present the information. Big fan of that. They don't give you everything, but the visuals allow you to infer. They give you a nice little taste, just so that when you actually do play it, it's not all spoiled, but they do give you the nice broad strokes. But, okay, let's go ahead and move on to the Dominions. So let's see what they've got to say. Well, I guess...
The Dominions. The Dominions are an unofficial branch of the Septian Church made up of 12 exceptional knights, known as the Gralsritter. It is said that there will always be 12 members of this group, all of whom possess an ability known as a stigma. The stigmas supply them with supernatural powers on a scale wholly unknown to us. Each knight has their own personal airship, known as a Merkaba, which we believe they use to covertly collect artifacts and carry out special missions, assigned to them by the Congregation for the Sacraments.
Dang, they had to dig that up from the old games. So, the Dominions... So always going to be 12, and I think in that particular image, which I still can't help but notice that Ayn is definitely still drawn. Her art is definitely still back from all the way with the first artist for the series. Or maybe it's not, because maybe it's just that's just how she looks from the front, because she definitely got drawn at the end of Daybreak 1 by the new person. So, I don't know. But I think the Dominions as a concept are pretty interesting. We clearly haven't seen them all because there are only, what, 10? 10 shown there? But with the Dominions out of the way, now let's take a look at Iscariot. These guys completely unmentioned before the last game, so, you know, everybody's got to have multiple secret societies these days.
Iscariot. In Arteria, the Papal Guard is a group under the Congregation for Divine Worship, which stands opposed to the Congregation for the Sacraments.
Opposed?
Iscariot is a covert unit within that organization. Their main function is the execution of those who have been branded as heretics, a task that often puts them at odds with the Gralsritter. Though details remain scarce, their members can create multiplex spiritual marks using battle orbments, enhancing their abilities to superhuman levels. Furthermore, it appears that their captain has recently been replaced.
Really?
Their identity remains a mystery even within much of the church itself.
So the guy that we met last time is no longer the leader of Iscariot then? Did they ever actually say that out loud, or is that just something I assumed? Interesting. Well, I guess I'm sure we'll be seeing, well, we might not, because we're going to jump back to Trails in the Sky, so Iscariot's going to go back to being completely unmentioned for quite a while, but a new leader, huh? Yeah. Ouroboros, these guys, oh my gosh. Wonder what Renee is going to be able to tell us about them. Such a labyrinth.
Ouroboros. A secret organization that operates from the shadows all throughout the continent. They are often referred to as simply the Society.
True enough.
They have been involved in virtually every major incident that has occurred in Cimmeria over the past several years.
Very true.
7 of their highest-ranking members, known as the Anguis, plot out and spearhead the Society's strategies for the purpose of enacting their Grand Master's Orpheus' final plan. The special agents who carry out the groundwork of these plots are referred to as the Enforcers. Each possesses exceptional combat prowess, and despite what one might expect, our intelligence tells us the Grand Master provides them with a considerable degree of autonomy.
Considerable degree of autonomy?
To date, we have confirmed the existence of 19 numbered Enforcers.
That's not how I would describe it. You basically have free reign to do whatever you want when you're in Ouroboros. Like, the number of times their own agents have actively worked against their design is actually insane. But yes, no mention of the Phantasmal Blaze plan. That's all old news, over and done with. It's now the Orpheus final plan, or whatever the heck he said. With that, we've got the Gardens, the one we've just unlocked, thanks to completing 1B. So normally, I wonder what, whatever's going on with, whatever's going on with, oh my gosh. I don't know why, I keep thinking Tio. That's not his name. Catra. Whatever's going on with Catra is probably going to be what unlocks either that, or we might get whatever's going on with Catra, or the origins of Grimcat are probably what we're gonna get after completing 1A, but it's probably gonna be whatever's going on with Catra.
The Gardens. An assassin organization that once operated out of western and central Zemuria. They consisted of 4 gardens: Swords, Thorns, Arum, and Rust. Each of these gardens fell under the watchful rule of a designated overseer. They kidnapped children from various parts of Zemuria and molded them into fully fledged assassins. The organization's implausibly high success rates are no doubt owed to this cruel system of upbringing. One theory states the Thousand Oathbreaker, an Anguis of Ouroboros, formed the Gardens by bringing together the remnants of the DG cult and a Middle Ages assassin organization called the Order of the Moonlight Horse.
He told us that.
Then, after the Oathbreaker left them to their own devices, they formed a coalition with the mafia group Almada and went completely out of control.
But okay, no wonder, so the Gardens also relatively new, not newer, as far as the newness with which these concepts are, or these concepts slash groups are introduced to you. The oldest one is Ouroboros, naturally. Then it's, actually, it would be the, because I was trying to decide if it's the DG cult or the Dominions, but it's definitely the Dominions. You do meet the Dominions next. Then it's the DG cult. Then it's the Gardens. Then it's Iscaria. But I'm saying it as if there's not like, what, 6, 7 real life years between the introduction of the DG cult and the introduction of the Gardens. Because that would have been, the DG cult would have, wait, should I say the games that they originated in? Probably not. But just know there's quite a few years gaps between, but that's okay. Because you can't really summarize all of the shadowy stuff that's been going on in Zemuria in just 5 data log entries.